And then I gotta tell you something too.
This is legendary.
Yeah, this is legendary.
Y'all see
You know what I'm saying? This is season 2. Season 2. Look at the legend we got here.
What you say? BMF, what you say? BMF, what you say? BMF, what you say?
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 2, Episode 5. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, what an episode. We saw a lot of different things in Episode 5. Your boy, Raw Dog Charles, he turned up. He was clapping cheeks left and right. I got a feeling he's going to pay for what he just did in this episode. But he could not resist Mabel Jones. And just going over there in the first place, Charles put himself in a position to fail. I mean, being over there lets me know he really wanted to be over there in the first place. And of course, he went back and he got his freak on. I just can't wait to see what's going to happen when Lucille finds out about what he's done. Y'all let me know y'all predictions down below on how y'all see this all playing out. In this episode, of course, we saw your boy Lamar. He went and he visited your girl Lucille, and it was not about to end well. It wasn't about to end well, but luckily she prayed and she was able to get up out of there. But we know the boys, they're on their way back from Atlanta, which was a crazy storyline for them. We're going to talk about that in this recap. But let's begin. What did we see in episode 5 titled Moment of Truth? Now the episode starts out with Meech and Terry. They're still on their way to Atlanta. Of course, they was giving us flashbacks to when they was kids and how things was back then. But after that, we get right to Denise, right to the action. And Detective Brian is putting all this pressure on her, trying to get her to tell them that she's, pushing weight for Meech and Terry, but she ain't doing that. She's not telling them anything, but he's telling her about all the years she's going to get because she had 3 bricks and she ain't feeling that. Now your girl Monique, she popped up and she tells Detective Bryant and Veronica Jen they got to get the hell up out of there. She talks to Denise and she tells her like, look, Meech and Terry basically going to take care of your son, college fund. He's going to be paid for. He's going to be good. So you don't worry about that. We just need you to do, what we need you to do, which is a plea deal, because the things that they're charging her with, it's most likely going to be kind of hard for her not to do any type of jail time. So as I predicted, I knew your girl Denise was not going to flip. And by the end of the episode, we learned that she ended up taking the plea, which is going to reduce her sentence. Now, we get to James. I knew that they was going to go to James in Cleveland because the dude straight up lied, talking about how he got robbed and all that. But he's riding around in a new car. So Meech and Terry, they catch him slipping. They beat him down. Meech was pissed off. Meech was beating this boy down, but we know Terry had to get him up off of him. And they end up taking the car that they got from him, or they jacked from him, and they chopped it up. I believe they said they got around $15,000, and they was going to use that money to try to see what type of product that they can get once they get down to Atlanta. Then we get to Lucille and Charles, and Lucille's telling Charles like, look, they're going through a lot. Maybe they should just go to this whole church retreat and, get their minds off all the negativity. Charles ain't trying to go at all. He's pissed off. He's talking about the boys. They're in trouble. The business is not doing good. So he's definitely not trying to go to no church retreat. He's trying to stay home so he can go to that Mabel Jones cheek clapping retreat. That's what your boy Charles is trying to do, in my opinion. Now, with Meech and Terry out of town, Lamar feels like he needs to take back all territory. He needs to let everybody know that he is running stuff. And that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, he's jacking people. He's getting money from people. And he's not playing around. And it seems like these people, they ain't playing around with him either. So they're going to give him what they got because they don't want to lose their life. And hell, they don't want to get that bag poured on their face. Now, we get to Atlanta. Meech and Terry, they end up meeting with Earl. And they need some product. But we know they don't have enough money for Earl. And Earl's like, look, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to sit up here and be waiting for me to get my money back. But he does tell them he knows about or heard about a guy named Pint. And the rumor is that he can turn one bird into 2. But Terry ain't trying to hear it. Terry is pissed off. He's like, man, ain't no way. He ain't trying to hear any of that, right? Meech is like, look, They trying to do business. Let's see what he's talking about. But Terry's like, screw that. Take me to the nearest dice game. I can make sure we get some money. So we know Earl end up sending them to the place that they needed to go. Now, we get back to Lucille, Charles, and of course, Sister Riley, she is there. She's telling Charles she wishes he could have went to the church retreat. She's smiling. And of course, Lucille does not like that. She was already peeping that your girl, Sister Riley, was kind of pushing up on Charles the last few episodes. So of course, she had to show Charles some attention. But it still seemed like Charles was not feeling it. And y'all know Charles was happy as hell that they left, because he's like, man, now I can go over Mabel Jones's spot and I don't have to hear Lucille's mouth. Now Meech and Terry finally hit the strip joint, and your boy Meech is happy. He is happy. He's like, man, this is the life I'm trying to live. We know Terry ain't really trying to be up in there like that, but they got to go to make that money. Now they end up meeting Goldie, and Goldie, she's in there going off of some guy named Leon. He's running his mouth. She hit that boy with a bottle, and this dude looked like a drunk, smoked out Shaq. And she dropped him straight to the ground and kicked him up out of there. And of course, she sees Meech and Terry. She's talking about they country with those tails on their head. And we know Terry is like, look, I'm trying to play some dice. I knew something bad was going to happen the way Terry was talking and how she's running her whole operation. I just had that funny feeling those dice was not going to be legit. And that's exactly what happened. You know, they had some dirty dice. And Terry lost 7,500 and he was still trying to play. Meech had to tell him, like, look, you can't do this, dude. Like, we ain't about to sit up here and lose all of our money over some dice. So now they have to figure out what they're going to do next. Then we get to Mabel Jones and we get to your boy, Raw Dog Charles. And he's in there fixing up everything. Lucille's gone. He ain't got no stress on his back. He having a good old time talking about doing this helps him take his, his mind off of all the stuff that's happening. Now, Mabel Jones tells him, maybe he can come back to her little party that she's going to be having or whatever. And she knows he can dance because she saw his moves, not that long ago, right? What moves did you see? Because the moves that I saw was nothing. He just basically walked around the room in a circle. That's about it. He didn't do anything. Mabel, she want her cheeks clapped, plain and simple. We know what time it is. And Charles, he's all over there. He know what time it is. He know she was going to throw it at him. I mean, come on. This is why he's over there in the first place, trying to act like he trying to fix something. Oh, he trying to fix something, all right. He trying to get up in that. And, of course, he plays it off once again. Like, I don't know. I may come or whatever. Charles, you know what time it is. You know you going. You know what you trying to do. Then we get to Detective Bryant's son, Kevin. And this boy done got straight up jacked. He ain't got no shoes on. And I know Detective Bryant had to be pissed off. He wants to get payback on these kids that, is continuing to bully his son. But we know his son is like, I don't really want to do things the way you want to do them. I'm not like you and all that. I would have been like, cool, you not like me. I would have went to that school and what the hell off. You know what I'm saying? But Detective Brian, he had to play it cool. And we know he ended up using your boy B. Mickey to do his dirty work. Then we get to Alvin and Lamar. And Lamar, he getting free conies. Lamar, he's the man. As I told y'all, Meech and Terry ain't there no more. Lamar running things in his head. He up there getting free glizzies. Look at him. Getting the glizzy coney, having a good old time. Meanwhile, Alvin got to pay for all his food. And then we got guys dropping off money. I mean, your boy Lamar, he's living the best life. But it's a problem. He said he still needs a queen. He want to get his girl Monique back. And he's going to plan on making that visit to her later on in the episode. Now, Terry is having doubts on what they're down there doing in Atlanta because it's not going their way. They're losing money and it's just not looking too good for them. Of course, Meech is telling him, look, it's in God's will. We good. We got to continue to, to work hard. And I believe in myself and I believe in us. And we know he's going to call Ty Washington to meet up with him later on in the episode. Now we get to Mrs. Carmichael. Detective Brian has went to Kevin's school because he wants to address this whole bully stuff. But the thing is, Kevin is not saying anything. He's not giving any intel. He's not telling them who it is. So, of course, she can't really do anything about it. Of course, we see the bully in the hall and Kevin is looking at him. I mean, the dude looked like a fake kid from House Party. Detective Brian is pissed off. He's like, look, you going back to school, plain and simple. And we know he gonna make that call to your boy B. Mickey so that he can handle it. Now, Meech Terry meet up with Ty Washington. He takes him to the college. It's a HBCU. And Meech, he's loving it. He's like, man, I ain't never seen this many black people at one time. And they're going to be meeting back up with Ty Washington later on so they can discuss business. Now, Meech gets a call from Monique, and she tells him that Denise has agreed on the terms that they discussed earlier. And she's going to need some money, right? Now, Meech does not know when he's going to be able to come back, but Monique is telling him she took care of the company with this whole Denise thing, and she did mention that she would take care of herself. So what y'all think about Monique? I know Terry was kind of concerned because he knows Monique is on that stuff, and he could not 100% believe that she would do her job. I just got a funny feeling that this whole thing with Lamar is not going to end well, and with her doing drugs, something is bound to happen down the line. Now, we learn more about Denise's plea deal. The DA was contacted, and they end up agreeing to have her agree to possession of less than 650 grams. So that's a big difference. So your girl Denise, she gonna be all right when it's all said and done. Of course, Detective Bryant was pissed off. We end up learning some more information, which we already knew. They end up saying that Big L was missing, and they believe K9 is a person of interest. So they're gonna be looking to your boy K9 in probably the next episode. So be on the lookout for that. Now, Lamar decides to pop up on Monique. We already knew this was going to happen. She got the strap. She's not playing around with him. She hasn't forgot that he put his hands on her, and he's telling her he's sorry. He's all messed up in the head. Meech shot him, and now he has to rear back. He can't even clap her cheeks if he wanted to, and that he would never do anything to her or Zoe, right? And he learns that Zoe got sent away because she is afraid and she wants to protect her. Lamar's like, look, you need to bring her back. Kids being away from their parents, it messes with them. He talks about how his mom died or whatever when he was young, and how all he was doing was looking for revenge. But Lamar, he is trying to just break her down. He knows she has a soft spot for him, and I believe eventually she will crack. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I got that funny feeling this is not over yet. Y'all let me know down below. Now, Detective Bryant, he goes and he meets up with B. Snitchy. And B. Mickey is talking about, look, he ain't got nothing on Meech and Terry. They left town, but we know Detective Bryant needs something else. He needs him to take care of the issues that his son is having at school with those bullies. Now, Meech and Terry, they meet back up with Ty Washington. They look at his crib. They're very impressed. He's living like a king down there. We see Carl, aka Pint. He's in the kitchen whipping it up. At the time, we didn't really know anything until they mentioned Pint when they was having a conversation with Ty Washington, and the way he was looking like, man, who told y'all that? But of course, Meech is not going to give up his source, but he knows, him and Terry knew that that dude was in there. He was pretty much turning one bird into two. They knew that was him, but they need to be fronted. And Ty Washington is like, nah, he can't do that. He said, what happened to the last person y'all asked about getting fronted? They said no. I'm saying no. Y'all need to get y'all money right, and maybe we can, make a deal later on. So that's exactly what Meech and Terry are going to go out there and do, but we know it's not going to be easy. Now we get to Mabel Jones, and we get to your boy, Raw Dog Charles. And he's in there having a good old time dancing. He's actually giving us more moves this time than the first time. I mean, that first time he was not doing nothing, but he's actually in there moving. Mabel Jones, she's throwing it back on him. And of course, her friend, she getting her little feel on too, talking about you did a good job. So this is how I know she a freak. And this whole party is a freak show party. Now, Lucille, she's having a conversation with Sister Riley. And she's like, look, did you sleep with my man, or are you sleeping with him or whatever? And she's like, no, I didn't do that. And, I would never. But Lucille ain't stupid. She knows she be flirting with everybody. And she's trying to throw them cheeks at Charles as well. But Lucille kind of felt bad when it was all said and done, when she explained everything. And she told Sister Riley that she was sorry. Now, we get to your girl Goldie. She's on her way home. But Meech and Terry, they pull up on her. And they pissed off. They got the straps. They like, look, they trying to get their money back that they got screwed on earlier on in the episode from her and her goons. And of course, she's talking about how she don't got nothing. They say they know, but she knows, where the next game is going to be at. And this is where she tells them, like, look, I know where there's going to be a game, but this time ain't going to be no playing around. It's ran in Bankhead by a guy named Mike, and he ain't playing around. Now, Meech and Terry do tell her, like, look, they want to get their money back, and they're going to also make sure that she's good as well. So that's going to keep that business opportunity open for them in the future. Then we get back to Mabel Jones and your boy, Raw Dog Charles. They cleaning up. Charles is trying to leave. We know Mabel Jones is telling him it's good to treat yourself to something good that you want every now and then. Charles is still trying to leave. And she's like, look, you ain't got to rush. And next thing we know, they start making out. And next thing we know, your girl Mabel Jones is getting her cheeks clapped. Your boy Charles was not playing around. He gave her his best 3 seconds. And all of a sudden he popped. All the weeks of stress, all that was built up, he let it go and he got the hell up out of there. Look, Mabel Jones was happy as hell. She'll take that 3 seconds and she gonna live with it. She got what she want and now she's happy. Don't be surprised if you see Mabel Jones pop back up over to Flannery's house, acting all funny and fake, all up in Lucille's face, knowing Charles done clapped those cheeks raw dog. Then we get to the dice game. We got Meech, Goldie, and Terry. They're there with Mike, and they killing them, y'all. Meech and Terry doing their thing, and Mike is pissed off. He's like, man, something's not right. Y'all setting me up. Y'all working together. He's like, look, change the dice. He ain't feeling it, man. And he's like, look, if y'all screwing me over, y'all getting dropped off, plain and simple. Meech is like, man, this can't be real. Like, every time we try to do something, there's always something trying to pull us back. But your boy Southwest T, he said, you know what? I'm going to show him where I'm from. I'm from the D. I got to show him what time it is. And once again, he proves that this is what he does. And he wins the dice game. Now your boy Mike is pissed off. Him and Goldie, they're going to have issues. But Goldie tells him, look, don't ever test me. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever go against what I'm talking about. And now they made their money back. And now they can go and pay your boy Ty Washington and get those bricks. Now Charles, he left Mabel Jones' spot. He went back home. But when he was leaving, you can kind of tell he was kind of feeling bad. But look at his face now. Charles, he is reminiscing already about clapping her cheeks. And he got that little grin on his face like, yeah, I got up in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm raw dog. Charles, I got up in that. The old player is back. And while he was thinking about all of this, all of a sudden your girl Lucille pops up. Charles was trying to wash his hands all quick. I know he had some of Mabel Jones' stank on his sweater, but he was scared as hell. Let's just be honest, y'all. Lucille's telling him she's sorry. She wants to make sure this relationship is going to last and all this stuff. The night is not over. And this would happen. Charles been trying to look for cheeks for weeks and weeks and weeks. And in one night, he get double shot of them just thrown at him, right? And I know he was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Charles, you should have been like, man, my stomach hurt. You should have been like, I ain't feeling good. But see, raw dog, Charles was feeling himself. He said, you know what? Might as well do it. You only live once. Now we get back to Meech and Terry. They go back to Ty Washington and buy those bricks. They don't get as much as they thought they was because of inflation and it's a drought. But they know Pint, that is the guy that they saw in the kitchen. They know that's him and they want in. They want to know his cooking method. They want to be able to make this money. And at first, he was kind of hesitant, which makes sense, you know, because he's talking about, look, if everybody knows what he does, he's not going to be that special. But we know Terry told him they're not even from there. They're from Detroit. It's going to be no competition. Plus, they're going to pay him for it, right? So they end up making the deal and agreeing to do business together. But I believe Meech told Terry to put up his car, his pink slip or whatever, just to be able to make this deal. But it is what it is. It's going to pay off in the long run, in my opinion. Now we get back to your boy Charles and Lucille, and she ain't playing. She want to get it on. Charles is like, man, I guess I got to do what I got to do. Raw dog Charles, he has gone for a second round of cheek clapping, and you can tell something's off. But Charles, he going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? He going to keep doing what he got to do to get his off once again. I mean, he gave Mabel Jones the Bernie Mac 3 seconds, but he gave Lucille the Bernie Mac 3 minutes. That's all he giving her. That's all he got. But you can tell something was not right. I mean, look at his face. Charles knows he done messed up. The last thing that he needed to do is be going raw dog and 2 different people in the same night. I mean, that couldn't even been an hour ago. This dude done went raw dog once again. Y'all know this is going to come back up. So expect a lot of drama to pop off in these next few episodes. Now we get back to Meech and Terry. They're watching Pint. They're seeing his cooking method. And this dude is in love with what he is doing. But they're going to need this in order to, of course, have double the product and make a lot more money. Now we get back to the fake kid from Kid and Play. And he's running his mouth talking about who are you? Because we know B. Mickey had to tell him, leave Kevin alone. Next thing we know, B. Mickey beats him down right in front of his friends. And they didn't do anything but just watch. I mean, they don't really want to test B. Mickey because he'll drop a body off just like that. Especially if he's stressed out. Now we get back to Meech and Terry, and it seems like everything is going good in Atlanta finally. And Terry's like, look, I'm back in the game, because Meech did ask him about that. He was talking about how he just stepped away for a little bit, but he was always in, and now he's in 100%. So I can't wait to see how he's going to take that mentality back to Detroit. Now we get to the end of the episode, and your boy Lamar has decided to pop up on Lucille. And he got the strap on him, y'all. Y'all know what Lamar trying to do. He don't give a damn. He trying to get back at Meech. Nicole comes downstairs and she sees Lamar, and she has to make a call to Terry and tell him that she sees the guy that took out Darius last season. And Lucille, she does the best thing she can possibly do. She decided to pray for Lamar, which ended up saving a lot of different things from happening. Now, Meech and Terry, they get the call from Nicole. Terry is pissed off. He's like, what? So now they have to head back to Detroit to finally handle this whole Lamar thing once again. I mean, it's not going to end. This dude is flat out crazy. But Lucille's prayer actually worked. I mean, she talked about forgiving her sons for what they've done. She knows they've done some bad things, but vengeance is not the answer. And, you know, once she said all these different things, Lamar started to think about his actions and the things that he's been through, and he decided to just leave. I mean, your girl Lucille did what she had to do. Lamar, he does show, you know, that he has a heart every now and then. You only see it when he's around Monique or whatever, and sometimes when he has conversations with Alvin. But the man is still flat out crazy at the end of the day, and he's going to continue to have problems. I'm just glad that nothing happened to Lucille in this episode, because if that would have happened, if he would have did something, cut her, pushed her, hit her, I would have been pissed off. Like, man, I know this is TV, but y'all got to do something. Y'all got to stop this dude, because Lamar, he go against all the rules. The rules don't apply to him. When they said this dude was like the boogeyman, well, that's exactly what they meant, because he's moving like he's just unstoppable. Each and every episode, he's causing issues, and we know based off the episode 6 trailer, he ain't done yet. I already predicted that he may just take out Saki. He has not forgotten about what Saki did. So don't be surprised at this next episode if Lamar strikes once again and takes out someone else. But we gonna see. But y'all let me know, what did y'all think about episode 5? Leave y'all theories, predictions, leave it all down below. We will be talking about the episode 6 trailer. We're gonna break it down in my next BMF video. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.